Welcome, class, to GLG110IN. That IN stands for integrated, and what is integrated is Geology 110, 18367. That would be the lecture part of the course, and Geology 111, 18368, the lab part of the course, or as I prefer, Geologic Disasters and the Environment, a much more descriptive title. And I am Kathy McGivern. The purpose of this video is to help you get started in this course. Now, if you want to contact me for an appointment, if this were not an online course, I might have office hours and you can drop by. Online, just contact me via Canvas inbox and we'll set up an appointment. I'm not going to go through the modules and the concourse syllabus in detail. You can read, and I don't want this video to be too long, and I want it to include some important points that might not be obvious as you glance through the materials. Let's go to the start here. So here we are in the modules, and you can see this navigation here that is very helpful and shows that we're in modules. So here's this module 0, start here, and then there's something college-wide that you'll want to read also. So student resources at Chandler Gilbert, these 3 sections, and there are more student resources that are described in module 0 also. So the welcome is what we're in. You'll see a Meet Your Instructor section. So there's a video there to introduce me to you, and you'll get to make a video too to introduce yourself to me and the rest of the class. There's an overview, objectives, vocabulary, and assignment calendar, and you'll see this for each module. So you'll get a feel for that as you look through this. And you'll see that module 0 is marked as week 1. And there are quite a few things in this, but if you have taken another course, you've likely already read a lot of this material. But give it a look. The syllabus is super important. In fact, under day 1 assignments here, it says syllabus quiz due Wednesday, March 23rd. So that is only 2 days after the starting day. And that is a very important assignment because it lets me know that you've read the syllabus, you looked over the materials, you decided you do want to take this course. In general, assignments are attendance. So what we do is I open a new module or 2 new modules for the week on late night Sunday, so like a minute before midnight. So Monday, things are there ready for you. And there will be a due date for at least 1 assignment on Wednesday, due just before midnight, and the rest of the module due on Sunday night, just before midnight. And you need to have something turned in at least once a week. That is what means you are attending. If you miss and don't have something turned in for a week, you'll want to contact me, hopefully before it's happened even. If there's some reason, some good reason you have for not getting things in, let me know. I'll try to work with you on that. But, if I just see that you haven't been turning things in, looks like you're not interested, then I would have to withdraw you, hopefully before there's any penalties. But hopefully if you have to withdraw, you do that yourself. And if you aren't withdrawing, you keep up on the work. And that's super important in this class. It's a full semester worth of material in half a semester. So the pace is fast. To help you get a bit of a head start on this, and to help you get to know the class better, that's module 0 that was marked week 1. Module 1 is marked week 1. So it isn't just 1 module per week, it's 2 modules per week. Okay, and this second module is Earth Science Framework. Basically what that is an introduction to Earth science. and trying to have in mind our relationship to Earth, Earth's relationship to space, how systems work together on Earth. So that's Module 1, Earth Science Framework, and there's a quiz at the end of that. Okay, but I've opened before Monday even for this first time, not just the first week's materials, but also the second week's. Because when you start up, sometimes things aren't so typical to what happens later in the course. So you can look ahead, and we actually have 2 modules on plate tectonics because that's a super important idea. And you'll see due dates and everything here, estimates for the time. And if you see a big discrepancy between what's estimated here and how much time you're putting in, maybe you'll want to contact me and we'll talk about that. But do make sure you aren't putting too much into one assignment over what's expected. I can remember in one course with the intro video, someone started their video with take 14. I don't know how long they spent on that, but it was too long. And this that I'm recording right now may not be perfect. And that's okay. I can model that it's okay to not be perfect, and you'll likely still get a good score if you've just given some thought to it. Okay, so it'll be before late Sunday night, early Monday morning that I open things this first time around, and it'll be for week 1 and week 2. Usually I just open 1 week at a time. So do give things a look. You have a chance to work ahead like you don't usually have. Get a good solid start in the class. Okay, let's go over to the concourse syllabus. And I'm going to move this over a bit so you can see what it'll look like when you open it. Okay, and this is for you to read. I'm just going to point out the different sections over here to make short work of it. Okay, so meeting times, contact information, and so on. Course competencies can give you a better idea of the material we cover, and in major assignments and activities, you'll also see a list of the different modules. Okay, materials. We're pretty light on materials because we'll be using online textbooks. Any other materials are basically the technology end of things that you'll see addressed. And then simple household materials. There may be like cardboard or, scissors and tape or glue, sample of soil. So pretty low cost. Major assignments and activities, that is good to look through so you get acquainted with the course also. Grading, that's an important section. And I'll mention here that with grading, it's really important that you stay on top of things. Aim to not get behind. Don't have late work that you're begging me to grade for you. And know that a lot of assignments I'm going to be grading on completion. That doesn't mean I just see it's in and grade it and give you a grade. I do look at things. I do scan things. I do know where there are problem areas, so I can kind of zoom in on certain sections and see if people are getting it. But don't miss easy points. Just get things in. I can't grade unless I have something. Okay, and course policies, those are important too, and that lays out things like late work. Of course, we're not going to have any, right? Okay, let's go back to modules a minute. And I'll scroll down to the plate tectonics section, and you'll see 5.75 hours here are estimated, is the estimated time for completion of the work. And then the second part of week 2, it says about 5.7 hours. Okay, and you'll read in the syllabus that you can expect to have at least 10 to 16 hours per week of work. Okay, so it's one of those things you want to look at your schedule, make sure that you can handle that this semester. One of the things I wanted to point out, and it can be misleading, is the way I assign due dates to these assignments. So I want to have due dates on Wednesdays and Sundays, and that's the way this is set up, but it's not half and half. It could be, but I know when I've taught this before, sometimes students are surprised that there's so much that's due on Wednesday when the module opens on Monday. Good point. So for plate tectonics, week two starts March 28th, and here's an assignment that's estimated to take 1 hour that's due March 30th. Okay, so that is only 1 hour, but there's a lot more coming up. 4.5 due on April 3rd, along with more on Module 3. April 6th is the peer review, but the main work is April 3rd. So there's a lot for the second half of the week, but this is all open to you, so you don't have to stop on Wednesday with just one assignment done. You could do more early in the week, and especially if you know you're going to be busy toward the end and on the weekend, get that work in early. Okay, so know that it's not half due on Wednesday, half due on Sunday. The way it's set up is to make sure you get something in. You know it's due on Wednesday, but there is a lot more to come. Get as much done as you can before Wednesday's over, and then you'll have the rest of the week to do what's left over. All right, I don't want this to be much longer, so I'll summarize with a few parting tidbits. Okay, this is supposed to work and show you some parting tidbits. See, not perfect. Okay, save all your work. This is a good idea in any class. Make sure you have your work saved until you have your final grade for the class and you know there are no errors that have been made. And also, it'd be good to save your work because you may use class materials on quizzes. So save that work so you can use it. That's homework, labs, notes, all those kinds of things. You'll still want to study on quizzes, and that's explained within the modules. Because the quizzes are timed, you won't have time to look up everything. So be familiar with the material, have those materials in case there's just some little thing that you wish you had handy. Also, there's a portfolio at the end of the semester rather than a final exam, and you'll need some of those materials for the portfolio. Also, check announcements at least 2 times per week. And you'll find those in the navigation menu to the left side of Canvas, in that column. And you never know what comes up. Something special about an assignment that might help you or whatever, look for that. Okay, the refund date for this course is Friday, March 25th. So be sure you've decided by then whether or not you're going to continue in this class. I sure hope you will, but you'll want to withdraw by that date so you won't have any penalties. And finally, don't procrastinate. There's not time for that, so don't do it. Okay, let's have a great semester. I'm looking forward to it, and always ask if you have questions. Thank you for listening.